I think entering pre-U was worth it in a sense that I was able to learn about my religion at a much deeper level. Thankful that I can say that now because I'm out of the school, I'm out of the system. I tried and I did it. Alhamdulillah. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Akil and today I am making a Q&A video because that's what I promised at least those who follow my Instagram. Basically, I did a Q&A poll on Q&A poll or like the Q&A IG story feature, and I asked y'all what kind of questions y'all want to ask me with regards to pre-university, madrasah life, A-level life, or like just I have like some giggly, silly questions, but I will answer them to the best of my abilities today. So without further ado, let's start with the Q&A. Okay, so pause a bit before we start off with the Q&A. I just want to say that I already have an iPad here with all of your questions, and I put in quite minimal effort for this video, but I hope you all still benefit from this video. I'm sorry if this looks weird. We have to work with what we have. I don't have a professional like microphone, and I want y'all to have the best sound quality. And if it sounds like I'm beatboxing, I'm really sorry. I know this kind of pisses my friends off when I do audio recordings and they say like, "Oh my god, I can beatboxing ke? Like, kau can beatboxing ke? Like, shut up." Like, I'm so sorry, but like this is the best I can do. Like, yeah. So before I start out with the questions, I just want to give a brief introduction of myself. I was in the A-level and Ukhrawi stream, meaning I took the Azhar subjects as well, and that amounted to around 27 to 28 subjects. But for this video specifically, I will be talking about my A-levels, and I'm currently in the process of applying for university applications, and me making this video is just an excuse for me to continue procrastinating my university applications, my essay, my write-ups for my personal statements, and this procrastination would further ensue as I edit this specific video, which will probably take hours. But I digress, we move on. So let's start off with the question, shall we? So the very first question is, why pre-university? Why did I choose pre-university? So to start off, why I chose pre-university was because back in Sec 4, when I already received my O-level result, I knew that I still wanted to study Arabic and the Islamic subjects along with my academics. At that point in time, I was still not ready to let go of either. Not because of the mindset like,
oh, I feel like it's gonna be a waste if I don't go to pre-U and get that Shahada Sania Aliyah.
I hate people who have those kind of mindsets because it's just annoying. Please don't ever think that it's a waste to like let go of one of your academics or Ukhrawi, because at the end of the day, you can always get back on it. So I chose pre-university because I could do both, and then for me as a O-level student from Arabia, Wat Tanjung was pretty much my only choice because Aljunied, they don't really have A-levels and they have IB, but I couldn't enter IB, so I chose to enter Wat Tanjung A-level. Along with learning about my religion, I was still able to get an A-level cert, which can open doors for me, which means I was still able to enter local university if I wanted to. And during Sec 4 up to like mid pre-1, I really wanted to enter University of Malaya, degree in Sastra Melayu, literature in Malay, and I thought that if I went to a madrasah pre-U and I was able to study both the academics and Ukhrawi, I would stand a good chance to enter UM, because if I enter UM, I was under the impression that I was able to do Sastra as my major and still study like certain Islamic modules or electives in university. So that was what kind of made me choose to take up pre-university. And why I took Azhar was because, to be honest, in my head I was like, how hard can it be? I thought like, I can do it. But I did get the support of my friends and teachers, especially one of my ustazahs who really believed in me and who was the one who suggested I take mathematics, because initially I didn't want to take mathematics, but I still took up mathematics anyway because she was under the impression that, oh, I could do it. So I tried and I did it, alhamdulillah. What to expect if you're in pre-U? If you're gonna be in pre-university, at least for Wat Tanjung, it's an amalgamation of Poly and JC, because in Poly you have a lot of presentations and in JC it's a lot of mugging, and in Wat Tanjung pre-U it's kind of like both. Because I remember once pre-U 1 semester 2 rolled in, we had projects after projects, not just out of the classroom projects like humanitarian projects, camps, whatsoever. I'm talking about like projects you have to do presentations in front of the class, you have to do research, you have to do our own PowerPoints, like so on and so forth. It was really crazy. And along with that, we had a lot of tests. We had like, weekly tests, monthly tests, and then we had our, big major examinations like the prelims, the mid-years, so on and so forth. So it is quite a lot, and in pre-U, you cannot really expect the teachers to spoon feed you. there are going to be times where the teachers would just expect you to just research about it, or like not depend on the textbook so much, especially for subjects like general paper where you don't really have a textbook. You kind of have to do your own research because there's really a lot of things you can learn for general paper, and general paper being very wide, there's really a lot of things that the paper can test you on. So you really have to do your own reading if you want to do well, and not just for GP, for all the other subjects as well. And is it worth it to enter pre-U? For me at least, I think entering pre-U was worth it in a sense that I was able to learn about my religion at a much deeper level as compared to, O-level Islamic religious knowledge, so on and so forth. And I actually enjoyed studying Usulul and Sharia in a sense that it really made me question my own beliefs, because I remember like studying, being in class and looking at the writers, their opinions, the explanations that they put in their books, and I have got to say that I really disagree with a lot of them. So in that sense, like, I don't think it was intended for the curriculum to be like,
oh my god, let's give books that will make your students question their belief.
but I think this was just like it was my own personal initiative to start questioning, to start being like, is it really true? And not just believing everything, not just taking everything our teacher says and just believing it as the cold hard truth. I will analyze my material critically and not just take it at first glance. Other than that, I think pre-U is worth it if you're very keen on learning, because for me at least, I was very interested in all the subjects that I was learning, including mathematics. I know, right? It will be worth it if you make it worth your time. And as for is it worth it to do pre-U even though you don't want to pursue Ukrawi in the future, it's worth it in a sense where, especially if you have such a heavy workload, right? I feel like madrasah students have the upper hand where we are already so used with having a lot of subjects on our plate that we are not really faced if we are put in a situation where we have to study a lot of things all at once. Not saying that it will be super easy, but at least you'll be accustomed to it. Next up, how to survive pre-university. Pre-university for me, I did not survive. I mean, like, okay, I always make this joke with my friends, like, being in madrasah pre-U really just teaches you survival skills, because it really did for me. Because one, we were under-resourced, infrastructure very lacking, teaching faculty, teaching resources also not that great. If you want to survive, you have to be very resourceful. I think that was what made me survive in pre-U. You cannot be 100% dependent on what you have, on the materials that you have, on the teachers that you have. You really have to be smart in going out there to the internet, or like asking around, or do you have literature notes, or do you have GP notes, so on and so forth, because we are very structurally and source wise we are very lacking lah. Another tip from me, manage your time, manage your expectations. Manage your expectations in a sense that you are sitting for religious subjects that not a lot of people take. In terms of like bell curve and all that sort of thing, it can get a bit ambiguous for you, so you have to really be prepared for the worst. That's kind of the whole gist of it. If you're in pre-madrasah, be prepared for the worst. Manage your time. One thing, okay, this is just from me personally, you don't need to go to school every day.
I'm so sorry, but
in pre-university, I skipped school a lot. In pre-U 2, I think I would skip school like every week or every 2 weeks. I would stay at home and revise. I would do my own revision, because I know that I will be so much more productive if I'm at home, as opposed to me having to like wake up very early, bathe, go to school, spend time in school, and then like go back and be like tired at home, and I can just be at home the whole time resting and still like revising. Thankful that I can say that now, because I'm out of the school, I'm out of the system, I won't get in trouble for this. Next up, did you have any specific study technique for each subject or no? Okay, so yes, I had certain study techniques. So for Usuluddin Sharia, it was just note taking and memorizing. I did a lot of essay plans where like you take the TYS and then you plan your essay in a sense for each paragraph what you're gonna put, and for each paragraph, each point, what will be your point, what will be your dalils, what will be your explanations, so on and so forth. I did ask my teachers to check through essay plans. Your teachers can advise you on how to structure your essay better, and also correct you on like certain mistakes that you have in your essay plan, so on and so forth. So that was kind of the study techniques that I implemented for subjects where there are a lot of essays lah. I've already taught a lot for like the first 2 questions, so hopefully the subsequent questions are just very I just don't need to give like so long lah. I don't need to like talk so much and be like, yeah.
This.
Dah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Macam like, hopefully I can like just shut up and just get straight to the point. Anyways, next question. Oh fuck! Do you prefer studying at home or somewhere else? If so, where? For me, I didn't really have a lot of trouble studying at home because I have my own room. I only live with my mom and my sister, and they are very considerate. They don't really disturb me when I'm studying. Even though sometimes like the people watching the TV can get very loud, like laughing at all the things that they are watching lah. But like for me, at least having my own room, having my own study space, it was very convenient for me to study. But I do study outside with my friends, or sometimes after school, or when I don't have school that day, aka when I skip school. I would go to NTU, my favorite place in the whole wide world to study. I would study there because one, there are a lot of seats, charging ports are available, Wi-Fi is available, and the toilets there all have bidet. So if you like to cebo and you wash your pantat after you berak or kencing, rejoice! An app that I would recommend y'all to use while studying is YPT. I always had YPT on when I'm studying. Okay, not always lah. There were times that I would forget to turn. But YPT is very good because it helps you to like track your studying. You can like personalize your YPT, put in all the different subjects that you are studying for, and you also can connect with your friends on YPT and you can see how much they are studying. So if you're that kind of person where like,
I need to do better than the rest. I have to study longer than my other friends.
you can always make those study rooms together and you can see how long your friends have studied and you can be like, oh my god, I had to like be better than that person. That was good lah if you're a very competitive person. Me though, am I competitive? A bit. Next question is, how do I stay sane in pre-U? A lot of times, I think in pre-U, my mental health was very like, there were times that I would skip school because I just didn't feel like going to school. I didn't feel like meeting people that day. I was very like depressed, very sad, very anxious, blah, blah, blah. And of course, I wasn't like, cikgu, saya tak boleh pergi sekolah hari ni kerana saya depressed. You think they will accept that? No. If you're in pre-U, please. Like, I know the A-levels is a very important exam, but you have to prioritize yourself. You have to prioritize your mental health. You have to prioritize your eating, your physical health, your sleep, your social health, whatever that means to you. Even though I say I was pretty rajin in pre-U, I never ever compromised my sleep. Throughout my entire 2 years, I only did all-nighters for like what, 2 or 3 nights. Other than that, if I was tired, I would just sleep. Like, you have to listen to your body. Sometimes like you want to stay up all night to finish that revision, but if your body is telling you to sleep, you're yawning, you can't focus anymore, please just sleep, guys, and eat well. In pre-U, since I was always studying, there were times that I would like literally forget to eat. And for me, at least in pre-U too, right, there were a lot of times I didn't go down to eat during recess because I would do my own revision in class. If you don't want to eat during your recess, please at least have breakfast at home. Other than that, I went out with my friends. Just enjoy your company because I honestly love my pre-U classmates, and they are also a part of the reason why I didn't kill myself during pre-U. Live every moment as it is. Take life one step at a time and just treasure and cherish every moment you have lah. Oh my god, I'm so deep with all the quotes and shit. Next up, are the A-level/pre-U stereotypes true? Is it true that only the smart part people would go there? I cannot say this about the JC students, but in pre-U, my class, we were pretty average. We weren't like geniuses. We weren't like so smart. Like, but from what I see with my JC friends, JC people are very hardworking. Not because they want to be hardworking, but you have to lah to do well. People don't really slack because if you slack, then you would not do well for your exams, so on and so forth. You cannot progress. And I think at least for the JC students, there are a lot of like hardworking people as I see. Based on like my friends' experiences, what they tell me, and like on social media, people get pressured to also be hardworking. But for me, at least with my pre-U class, we were not like super muggers. I don't know if I had like closet muggers as classmates. Pretty sure I see all of my classmates as like just those very chill. We weren't like super hardworking. Even for me, I don't think I'm super hardworking. I wasn't mugging every single day. I was pacing myself. Next up, how many hours of sleep were you deprived of? I didn't really compromise my sleep for studies, so not a lot of hours. Like for me, usually in pre-U, I would stay at like 11 or 12, or if I'm lucky, maybe I'll stay at 9 or 10. But I've never stayed up until like 3 or 4. I did sleep quite adequately in pre-U, but just not your full 8 hours lah. The next question is, how did it feel like to transfer from secular to madrasah? I was not a full-time madrasah student all 12 years of my schooling life. I was from a government primary school, and then in secondary school I entered Madrasah Al-Arabiah, and then in pre-university I entered Tanjung lah. So honestly, there was culture shock because, you know, madrasah students sometimes can get a bit like, you know, stuck up and be like, oh,
Kau ni budak madrasah, kau ni budak secular.
I've had those experiences where people will be like, kau ni budak secular macam like setan, macam like kafir, macam what? I don't regret entering madrasah because I made so many good friends. The last two questions are gonna be like macam silly, goofy questions. Okay, so one funny story from secondary school. Okay, secondary school was a hell of a ride. We had teachers that we hated, classmates that we hated, you know, stupid ass school rules or like regulations. But the funniest story to this day, okay, so the story goes, it was CA2, our CA2 sastra exam in secondary 3, and we were having our exams during lesson time, and not a lot of people took sastra, so we went to a random vacant classroom, and you know, the teacher was there. We were like,
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
duduklah. So my big brain friend decided that it was a good time to turn to the back and was like, Dok, aku takut, Dok. And then the teacher proceeded to say, like she literally like yelled. Like we were all like,
Side eye.
and then my friend was like, literally after the teacher collected our papers and like she left, this person at us just burst out laughing because like I think he was keeping in the laughter and the entire 1 hour we were doing our paper. So like yeah, that was really funny. And to the girl who said that, just know that none of us will ever let it die, and it will be a story that I will continue to ceritakan to my anak, to my cucu, to my cicit, to my Cilawagi and all of that. Sorry if it makes you like macam embarrassed or like you want to kill yourself every time we mention that anecdote, that incident, but it was funny. It really cheered up my shitty secondary school days. So last question, it's just like, what do I value in friendships? Okay lah, but seriously, what I value in friendships is don't be a dick, don't be an asshole. Like, okay, me saying this loosely because like I'm always bullying my friends, but like don't be a bigot, don't be a misogynist, don't be, you know, all those things, you know, don't do it. Like,
Don't do it.
and what I value also about friendships are like people who are just very understanding, very sympathetic. You don't need to know how someone is feeling to be sympathetic with them. Just because you don't experience that doesn't mean that that person is not entitled to your, you know, your care, your love, your sympathy. It doesn't hurt to be kind, to be understanding of each other. So yes, get that in your big fat brains, guys. So yeah, I enjoy being myself around others, and I enjoy when people be themselves around me, because I don't want you to put up a facade. I don't want you to put up this whole performance and be like, oh, this is me, but this is actually not me. Be real, be genuine, guys. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I didn't plan a lot of things, so like if y'all like want a part 2, comment down below, and I hope y'all like kind of like the setting. Okay, serious, if y'all like want me to do like any topic, y'all can leave them down below. Doesn't really need to be like study related. It can be like about life, about like, you know, how hot and sexy I am, and how like, you know, everyone's obsessed with me. Like y'all can just put that down below, and I will entertain that, and I will make a video on it. So that's pretty much it for today. I hope y'all enjoy. I hope y'all genuinely enjoy this video, and if y'all think that this wasn't helpful, y'all can get out and y'all can go yourselves. Kidding. Yeah, that's all. Bye, guys.
All the ladies in the room, supporting and leading, all here I presume. Hong Chow, Dolly D, Carrie and Carrie with the C. Dame Emma, I'm so fond. Anna girl, you were great and blonde. Danielle D, you broke my heart. Michelle, I've loved you from the start. Angela Bassett did the thing. Viola Davis, my woman king. Blanche Kate, you're a genius. And Jamie Lee, you are all of us.